Hello and welcome back to the Emotionless podcast. My name is Logan, and as always, I will be your host. So in our last episode, we kind of talked about how a bunch of RDs quit and shit, and some shit that happened with my roommates in 2020. And you're probably like, well, what does this have to do with Title IX? I'm just kind of giving you guys slowly information about my college so you can kind of get a feel, get a setup, and then understand how everything went to shit. So we have this big meeting in the student center, and students are like, what's going to happen with COVID-19? How is this going to affect our grades and our classes? Are we going to be able to come back after spring break? How are we going to get our stuff moved? All that stuff. Because nobody really knew at this time. Nobody really knew what was going on, what to think, how to handle it. There was no vaccine available, anything like that. And so the school's basically like, we're going to play it by ear. We don't really know what's going on at this time. And, we're going to get back to you with more information as we have it. Which a lot of people did not really like that answer. But, really that was the best answer they could give us with the limited information they had. They were doing the best they could with what limited information was available to them. So we all go home for spring break. And they start sending emails. Oh, you guys will come back in 2 weeks. Actually, 4 weeks. Actually, end of the month. Actually, you're not coming back. And, eventually it was just, you're not coming back. And that just sucked. So me and one of my really close friends, I've mentioned her before, Jessica. I think that's her name. Let me look. That's not her actual name, but I'm not going to use people's actual names, because that's just not okay. Yeah, so me and Jessica make a plan to go down and clean out our stuff, and we contact Rebecca, because Rebecca has a car. Rebecca got a car in March of 2020, and we were like, can you help us move stuff? I gave her a bunch of gas money. I was like, I'll help you out, we'll go get dinner, blah, 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 blah. So me and Jessica fly down to Florida, and at this time, Rebecca lives in Florida. So Rebecca lived I think 2.5 hours away from the college. So Rebecca just drove down, and I gave her gas money because she drove 2 hours down there, 2 hours back, and then we drove for an hour driving stuff between our apartments. Because Jessica got moved 2 buildings over, because each building had 8 apartments. I got moved to a whole different complex on the other side of the campus that was on the closer side of a mile away. Maybe a half mile. And so, this just kind of sucks. We're just this sucks. I don't want to put my stuff in a storage unit. It's going to be expensive. And the RDs were like, hey, everyone else has already moved out. Your apartments are ready. We're just going to let you move into your new apartments. And I'm like, all right, groovy. That's great. That makes my life a lot easier. And so we move into we get our new apartment placements. Because at this time, we'd already gotten our apartment placements, but we get the keys and stuff. We move into our new apartments. We end up moving Jessica's stuff first, just because she has less stuff than me, so it was just easier. And I never really think too much of it, because all I'm thinking is, I never really think anything much of the process, because I'm just just get it moved. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm moving. But I want to tell you guys this detail, but I also want to make a whole separate video on it because it's such an interesting story. So I think I'm going to leave that for a different video. But I left something in the desk that my other roommate had that I didn't realize I put in his desk. That actually got me in a lot of trouble. And again, I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. I will link it as soon as it's made. But I kick myself in the back a little bit every day when I think about that, and I'm just stupid. Because had I not left that item in the desk, I think so many things would have been different in my life. And I think that ultimately the Title IX thing that happened with me would not have happened. Because I would have realized sooner that Claire, while she's not a horrible person, she is just not somebody I need to have in my life. And, or at least I don't need to have in my life as a close friend, because she just does not give me good energy. And that's the truth of it. And Claire, if you're watching this and that offends you, I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry, because that's the truth, and the truth needs to be heard. You've done a lot of very horrible things to me throughout the years, when I've done nothing but care for you, give you money, buy you things. I haven't been the greatest friend in the world, but at least I didn't go and stab you in the back completely after I promised to take care of you. So, I guess people have different ways of dealing with different things. That's on them, though. That's not on me. I don't have to carry that trauma, because that's not my trauma to carry. Sorry if you hear a little bit of keyboard clicking. I'm also editing while recording, just because I want to pump these episodes out as fast as possible, because I want you guys to get the whole story as fast as possible. And if it was up to me, frankly, I would have it be one 4-hour episode, because, and it probably even wouldn't be 4 hours. It'd probably be 4 hours. The whole entire story would probably be 4 hours. But I just like this because you can watch it at your own pace, So COVID-19 hits, COVID-19 screwed up so much for me, and I'll never really get over that. I at least know that what happened wasn't my fault, because I was given poor information. I know I definitely could have done things differently, but that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. So this is a shorter episode, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe if you feel like it, and leave a comment knowing what you'd like to know. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.